This moment during last night's State of the Union address, video of Iryna Zarutska's mother full of tears as she heard President Donald Trump describe in vivid detail the crime that took her daughter's life on the light rail in the Queen City last August. It has been 6 long months of grieving for her family.
Now their pain is right back in the national spotlight. Our team has spent the day reaching out to people close to the Zarutska family, asking local and state leaders for any response as well.
Channel 9's Hannah Getz leads off our team coverage tonight. And Hannah, the family was right there in the House chamber last night, listening to those very difficult moments with millions of people watching at home.
Yeah, Erica, and as you mentioned, once again, her tragic death is in the national spotlight. But here at home, we know that story all too well. We're at the scene of where that horrific tragedy ended at the light rail stop you see just behind me. And the president detailing the attack during the State of the Union last night.
Mrs. Zarutska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Iryna.
Applause rang out throughout the House floor on Tuesday night after the president recognized the mother of Iryna Zarutska during the State of the Union address.
We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Iryna Zarutska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman. Iryna fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte?
This tearful view of Iryna Zarutska, a key moment during the address, and also the first time we are seeing her publicly since Iryna Zarutska was killed on the light rail last August. The White House also shared this photo of Iryna on X. Trump detailed Iryna's attack, mentioning the suspected killer, DeCarlos Brown.
She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America, came in through open borders.
Channel 9 fact-checked this portion of the president's address. He mentioned the suspect, DeCarlos Brown, came in through open borders. That's not true. DeCarlos Brown is a U.S. citizen from Charlotte. We obtained a copy of the president's final draft of the speech. It does not include that wording, but instead reads, quote, "She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal set free to kill in America."
No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Iryna's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life.
Channel 9 did not show the full video of the stabbing, but it circulated on social media, leading to national headlines last September. The Zarutska family attorney told us it only compounded the family's grief.
They are overwhelmed, obviously grieving like any family would, but now they're grieving in the national spotlight, essentially. It's also heartbreaking for this family to have to continue to relive what happened over and over again.
Now, the family has said that Iryna was working towards her American dream. She was working at a pizza place and saving up money to buy a car and go to school, and she was taking classes to perfect her English. Now, I did reach out to the Zarutska family attorney after the State of the Union last night, and we are waiting to hear back. Live in South End, Hannah Getz, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
After President Trump promised that justice for Iryna, he questioned why not everybody stood up in applause for that. In this angle, you can see some lawmakers are seated here. Government reporter Joe Bruno is joining us in studio, and you actually reached out to some of our local leaders to see whether or not they stood up or sat down for that.
This was a standout moment from last night. President Donald Trump scolding people who refused to stand for Charlotte's Iryna Zarutska, the Ukrainian refugee who was stabbed to death on the light rail. At least one North Carolina Democrat says she did stand when Zarutska's mother was honored.
The tribute was unexpected, a rare public appearance by Iryna Zarutska's mother and uncle. They were featured guests of President Donald Trump. Iryna's mom in tears after Trump honored the Ukrainian refugee. No good angle exists showing the whole room, but this angle shows the Democratic side largely sitting. The president called them out.
How do you not stand? How do you not stand?
At least two Democrats have said they did stand. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman told Fox News he did. A spokesperson for Deborah Ross, the Democratic representative from Raleigh, tells me she did as well. North Carolina representatives Alma Adams of Charlotte and Don Davis of Greene County were also in attendance, but their offices did not respond to my question asking if they gave Iryna's mother a standing ovation. Charlotte Republicans in attendance say the lack of recognition by Democrats is inexcusable. Representative Mark Harris released a statement saying, if Democrats couldn't stand for Iryna Zarutska's grieving mother last night, they won't stand for any victim. And Representative Tim Moore saying in part, no matter your party affiliation, you can acknowledge that Iryna Zarutska's family has endured the worst imaginable loss. Her loved ones deserved a simple show of respect. U.S. Senate candidate Michael Whatley also sounded off.
If you're going to stand up for anything, supporting a family who is going through what Iryna Zarutska's family is going through would seem to be a pretty good place to start.
Whatley's likely Democratic opponent, Roy Cooper, is now criticizing Whatley for a new ad showing Iryna Zarutska's murder. I'm working for you on that story tonight at 6. Erica.
Thank you, Joe. North Carolina leaders passed Iryna's law in response to her death. That law is aimed to keep violent repeat offenders behind bars longer. The law cracks down on pretrial release. It eliminates a written promise to appear. It requires judges to consider a suspect's housing information and full criminal history, and also to explain the decision in writing.
CATS is making it easier for people to report concerns riding the light rail or bus. These posters are being hung throughout the system to advertise their new reporting option. People can now text a tip to report a security issue. They're also putting a reminder in the overhead verbal announcements. The phone number is 704-251-6402. Riders can also report issues by calling the CATS customer service line, going to the website, or by reporting it in the CATS app. Our coverage continues again at 6 o'clock with the new political ad Joe talked about, showing some of Iryna Zarutska's final moments. We spoke with the candidate behind it and got a response from his opponent.